Good morning, my friends. It's that time of the morning again. We're out taking a walk, having a coffee. Time for me to reflect. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here in Dubai, and I want to give you guys a bit of perspective on life. Come on, man. Have a walk, have a chat with an older guy, and let's talk about what's going on in this world as we see it today. And here's the reality. I've had this channel now for just under a year. It has grown tremendously. It's crazy. There's obviously a need for it because I get anywhere between 5 to, on a low day, to 30 something on a high day of men and women and couples asking for help. But there's a common denominator that occurs that I just want to explain and show and share with you guys. There's this idea of victimhood. Everybody's a victim. Everybody thinks that they're the one that's being wrong and they're never the fault. And sometimes some people it's legitimate, but 99% of the time it's just the way people look at life. I'm a black man. I grew up in the Caribbean. I am a British citizen. I'm a Caymanian. I have dual citizenship. I've traveled the world. Racism have been thrown in my face over and over again. And here's the thing. The majority of the racism that I've experienced has been in the US. But here's the difference between how I accepted racism is that I never saw any of these issues that I encountered, even though I knew it was racism. I refused to make it look as if it was me. I refused. So what I did, I looked at every single situation separately, analyzed what's going on in that person's head, and looked at myself as a human being that was either being treated unfairly, or as a human being who did not, and here's the kicker, here it comes, who did not portray the proper attitude that was conducive to the situation at the time. Try to let that sink in for a bit. Listen, every single human being have a preconceived idea of who another individual is. This is just reality. We don't have time to think about and analyze what that person is thinking. If you have seen thousands of movies where black men are portrayed as gangsters and thugs and, not the best people in society, right? Because Hollywood is one of the worst perpetrators of racism. So you guys know, the black man has always been perpetrated as the bad guy. The white guy was always the hero. Now, when these movies are distributed around the world, what do you think is going to happen to people's perception of a man of my color? But for me, all I had to do was show who I was. My goal was very simple. I made sure that I did not represent what they were seeing. And most times it blew people's mind. Now, I can go on about, all the opportunities that I didn't even see. What the hell does that mean? Because this is a thing that everybody talks about. Everybody always comes up with, once I challenge someone on the inequality and the racist thing that was done to them, they could never come up with a specific point. They always come up with, I know someone that did not have that opportunity. I know someone that missed out. But yet they complain of being the victim. You weren't the victim. You are sitting on the sidelines watching someone else. And then you make up these imaginary things in your head about all the opportunities that you miss based on someone else's experience. Think about just let that sink in for a bit and realize how stupid that is. All right, my arm's getting tired on this bloody tripod. Let me take a break. But if you are constantly the victim and you constantly play that victim role, you will always hold yourself back. Always. I have had 6 business partners over my lifetime. Very good men. Most of them were white men and one woman. Now, the only guy that screwed me over, the only partner that screwed me over, was a black guy. Let that sink in for a bit. So my whole perception about this idea of race, and I'm just using race as an example, everybody has their thing about another culture, another skin color. Everybody has their prejudice, including you. Every single one of you have your prejudice. The reality of it is, what do you do when you see a person of a skin color or a race or a culture that actually does right by you? That person could be your savior. That person could be your mentor. That person can teach you that one thing that makes your world open up into something amazing. My point is, guys, don't be a victim. Change your mindset. Just say, hey, this person just said something that I didn't like. Let me find out what he meant by it. Let me be calm. Let me be stoic. Keep my shit together and find out what is it that's bothering him, or is it something I said wrong? Ask the right questions. Don't go to the automatic thing of, oh, it's my race. You'll be surprised at the answers you get from people. Oh man, sorry, I just thought that you were trying to say XYZ. Change people's perception of you. It's very simple. Ask them questions. Don't accuse, ask. These are two different things. If you feel that they did something wrong, say, hey bro, I don't know, maybe I misunderstood you, but do you think that I did that wrong? Don't say, oh, do you think I was black just because I'm black? Oh, just because I'm brown? Just because I'm Pakistani? Just because I'm African? No, say, hey brother, hey sister, I'm sorry that I offended you, but I just want to try to understand. Ask the question, simple. So now that's just race. Now let's just talk about the major problems that I see on this channel. All right, shifting gears a bit. What this channel has taught me about life and people. The internet is full of so many diverse people. I actually enjoy meeting people. I want you guys to try this mindset. I see people as if they're books. When you meet a new person, you open a new book. And I had this analogy when I was young, when it came to women. Don't judge me, I was younger, but this was my philosophy when I was younger. And I'll probably clip this into a short. But I always compared women and people like books. So here's my analogy. You go out on a nightclub and you meet a girl. She's fast and loose. You know you're gonna get it. You hit it, go home, you tear it up, have a great time, and she leaves the next morning on the walk of shame. That was a comic book. That was almost like the comic strip. Quick read, you enjoyed it, you had a laugh, and she moves on. Second type of book you'll find is you'll find that book that, you know, those quick, easy novels that you find, it's a little longer. That's the same type of woman, but you know, she came back for a bit more. You guys had a few good nights, and then you move on. It's over. Then you have the third type of reading. You know those little romance novels that you read on the plane or you read on vacation? Those are your short-term relationships. Those are the relationships that last maybe 6-8 months. You know, they're hot and heavy, but then you realize that the person you're with really don't have any more value beyond, you know, just a few good dates, maybe a trip here or there. Then you realize that there's no long-term plan with this person. And you put it up for sale. It's out. It's gone. It goes to the thrift store. You know those books. Somebody else can enjoy it. And this goes for men and women, by the way. But women shouldn't use this type of strategy. It's not good for you. Fourth type of reading. This is the book that has some beef, some knowledge to it. And I know a lot of you younger generation don't read as much as us older guys did in the past. I hardly read now, actually. But they are books that you keep on the shelf. These are the... Let me try to get an example. Gosh, it's been so long since I've read. This is embarrassing. My wife would hate me for this because she's an avid reader. These are your books with some knowledge in it. You know, you like the book. You don't want to throw it away, you know. This is that book that it's not what you want, but it has enough knowledge and goodness in it that you keep it on your shelf. You don't pick it up often, but you keep it on your shelf, right? That is that long-term girlfriend that you had for 6-7 years and you haven't fully committed, but she's there. She's around all the time. The fourth book is the educational book. That's the book that you don't throw away. That's the book of knowledge. That's like me. Those are your mentors. Those are the people that have serious importance in your life. Your father, your mother, those are the people that you never, ever, ever get rid of. Those books stays on your shelf forever, and those are the books that you want to pass on to your next generation. So my friends, and of course, those, did I say family members? Yeah. And then you have the classic, your classic books, you know, the books that means everything to you. These are collectible books. Those are your family members. Those are your boys and girls from high school. Those are the people you never let go of. Those are the books that grows old and wrinkled and dog-eared. You mightn't open it all the time, but it never leaves your shelf. So I hope you like this analogy, but my point is that people have different purposes in your life, but you must see the value in every single human being. So there you go. Those are my book analogy. So learn to love people for what and who they are. And some books don't deserve to be kept on your shelf. Simple. All right, right now, just enjoy my little ducks. All right, guys, I think I'll cut it off here. Listen, let me know if you guys love these little chats. There's my ducks in the background, and that sun is getting hot. Of course, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Yes, I did talk about a lot of stuff this morning, but if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. I want it to feel just casual, just relaxing, just coming out, having a chat with me in the morning. And if you have any questions, of course, always ask an older man. Find me on Instagram, send me a voice message. I'll be happy to answer your questions. All right? Cheers.